Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Thursday, May the 27th. The year is 2021. Let's talk trading. Trading without emotion, part 4 with Walmal. This video is for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and from Walmal's. I couldn't keep him away. He's an addict. How you doing, Walmal? You're on vacation. What are you
I am
doing in
on
front?
vacation.
What are you doing in front of that computer?
Well, the reality is, well, now it's actually about 9:30 in the morning, so my wife is gone. But reality is, I get up early. She was sleeping in, so hey, why not? Just might as well go and do something productive. So I got up, watched the sunrise over the Atlantic Ocean down here in Daytona Beach, and after I did that, sat down, made some coffee, and traded a little bit.
So, talk to the boys and girls and non-binary traders about trading without emotion.
I think that it's absolutely key, and I'm going to go back to my vacation mode here for a second. Part of, I think, what I've learned this week from me personally, trading without emotion, is you do need to have some of that downtime, because otherwise you're just constantly in this battle, and you can wind up with some type of battle fatigue. And I think, when you're in that realm of just being in a battle fatigue, fight, it's going to raise your level of emotion. And the problem with a raised level of emotion is it can heighten your awareness. There's no question about that. But it can also cause you to go and have a jaded, let's say, or a way that's of looking at things that are happening before you, and you're not looking at things, objectively, and that can lead to trouble, especially, Tierra, the way you and I trade. We may trade slightly different methods from each other, but essentially we trade the same way, and that is the idea of trading, crossovers of lines, and more importantly, going and trading statistics. And what happens is, if I'm trading with emotion, I'm taking all that work that I did in the beginning of figuring out what works statistically and throwing it into the wind and saying, oh, well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and that will get me into trouble every time.
Exactly.
So we just need to be, for me anyway, I need to make sure that, you got to go and have all those other pieces in place. To trade without emotion, you need to make sure you're getting enough rest. You need to make sure that you've got things in your life squared away. You need to go and make sure that you have confidence in your method. You need to make sure you have confidence in the statistics behind your method. And if you're able to do that, and so instead of going and relying upon, what's happening right this second on the chart, you can start relying upon what the outcome will be, as long as I follow all the rules and do what my plan says to go and do. And that's, for me anyway, that's the way I trade without emotion. I mean, if I go and take a trade, do I still get that little butterfly in the stomach? Yeah, I do. I'll be honest with you. I think Hero, you don't get that nearly as much as I do, but I still get that butterfly in my stomach. It's like, okay, I pushed the button, here's potential that I could lose X dollars, and let's go and see what it does. But it quickly fades away, and it's sort of like, even if I'm in a losing position, it quickly fades away, because now, okay, I just got to rely upon what I know is true.
And what do you know is true?
Statistically, if I go and take the trades, in the end, at the end of the day, at the end of the week, end of the month, I will be positive. I will go and make my goal. I will be able to go and, put money in the bank, so to speak. And that's what I got to rely upon, because that's what I see. And, and the part of it is, the statistics, like for instance on the Walmal trade, they haven't changed in I don't know how long. They just haven't changed. And, they may go up a pip or two here or there, that type of thing, but they really don't change. But, I still go and run the statistics every Friday afternoon.
Now, when you say statistics, are you talking about that hour-day range occurs, that frequency distribution?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I just put it up on the screen here.
I run that every Friday afternoon, and the only reason why I run that every Friday afternoon is because what that does is it reminds me that, hey, I've had a successful week. and the statistics are still accurate. They're still working. I don't see those statistics going away unless there's a huge market change of some sort. But it's just one of those things that what it does for me anyway, it reinforces that it still works. And then I don't look at the charts again, until Monday or actually Sunday evening. I'll look at them Sunday evening just to see where everything is at, and I'll look at what is the frequency distribution again, just to remind myself going into the week, hey, this still works. If it's still working, don't fix what's not broke.
Yeah.
Just keep on going with it.
Now, just so we're all on the same page, do you run it for each day, or do you just run the aggregate for the week?
I do both.
Okay.
I do both. Because I do know, like, for instance, that certain days are, have been known to be a little bit better. Thursday, for whatever reason, seems to be a little bit better day, and so I just know that, knowing that going in, and I know that Mondays are usually pretty good days as well. So, but Tuesdays, for whatever reason, don't line up as well. And my trading report actually shows that too, where I don't make as many pips on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I do that is it comes down to emotion again. It's sort of like if I'm up, let's say my goal is to make 10 pips. If I'm up 6 pips on a Tuesday, you know what? I may call it and say, hey, we're done. Because why fight the current? I'm successful for that day, and I know on Monday and Thursday I'll probably make a whole lot more. That'll more make up the few that I missed by, and that way I'm not messing with my emotion. I'm not going and causing something that's going to help hurt me in the long run.
Right, because
and I know.
I was going to say, because there's still a trader or two out there. In fact, out on the Facebook group, one of the prolific posters was saying something about, he wished that we would explain, or he wanted more statistics. Like I said, well, what you're asking for is you really want to like back test or forward test an EA and have, the drawdown per trade. I go, you don't need all that. All you need are the frequency distribution. When it hit that line, could I have made money that hour? Yes or no? Do you agree?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's exactly right. You just look at it from that perspective. And once you have some, you have some type of understanding of that, going forward, test it. And it's type of thing. Well, do I want to do it on a demo account? Do you want to do it with real money? I always say go and do it with real money. But the thing is, maybe you don't want to go and waste, $10 or $50 a pip. Okay, that's fine. How about just do it with a penny? Do it a dime a pip. There are lots of brokers out there that'll open an account for $100.
Mm-hmm.
And for $100, if you're only risking a dime a pip, you can go a long time off going and nailing this and learning how to do it. And, with the Walmal method, there was a trader I was talking to last week, and the part of it is, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it is mechanical. There's no question about it. It's mechanical. But there is a little bit of art to it. It's like anything else. There's the type of thing where, hey, I'm looking at this particular pair. If it turns out that I like to go and trade the pound dollar, and I just know some of the things the pound dollar does, and I start to see something, you know what? Sometimes it's just better to get out of Dodge. Yeah, I got 10-5-1. Yeah, that'd be great to go and that would work all the time. But you know what? It's not going to work all the time. Especially if I see something out there, it's like, hey, this pound has a real problem at this particular level. One of the things I always say is that for whatever reason, the 60 station, for some reason, the pound always acts very, very erratically in that time. It's type of thing. If I'm up 5, 6, 7 pips, and I'm in that 60 station and, price is not moving anywhere, more times than not, I'm just taking my pips and going home because, I don't know what it's going to do. It can, coming out of that zone, it can shoot up, 10, 15, 20 pips, or it can shoot down 10, 15, 20 pips. I just know that, from experience. And that's part of what you need to do. You need to just go and trade it, forward trade it, and while you're forward trading it, just go and see what it does.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I just started trading this with you. I don't know how long ago, but I kept saying the 40 is the launch pad.
Right, exactly. So you just got to go and do that.
Because like yesterday, somewhere here, it was struggling to get out of the 40, but it finally got out, and it got out both ways. It launched to the north, and then it was done, and then it dipped down, came all the way down to about 40.90, and then now it's returned and hit that 40 and rocketed all the way up to 80.
Right. And that's it's one of those things where you just know that happens, and those are just some idiosyncrasies that you see with that particular pair. And every pair has something like that. I know a lot of people go and just trade all the different pairs, but I'm a very big advocate of just trading one pair until you really are comfortable with it before you add another instrument on. Like for instance, I started playing with another pair, this week while on vacation, and I just noticed how different was. In fact, Tiro, I was just talking to you about it, how different it moves than the pound dollar. It's not a bad thing. It's just that it just goes and moves differently. And so because it moves differently, you need to trade it differently.
Right. And it's like yesterday, I think I called out, was it 40.76 or 41.76?
I don't recall.
Let's see, because remember there was a missed pivot on the H4, because I've just put up the missed pivot chart, but I'm showing it for H4, and you can see how throughout 2020 there were 5 times it missed the H4 pivot. Now sometimes it has to take a few H4 bars to come back and hit it, but it usually hits it. And that's just something that, I've observed on the pound dollar.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're hitting my point exactly. It's that seat time that matters so much. And when you have that seat time, what happens is you get comfortable with it. And what happens is that, we're talking about emotion here. Well, it takes a lot of that emotion out of it.
Yeah.
Because, you may have emotion because I'm up or I'm down, but at least you don't have emotion of why is this thing doing what it's doing. And the one piece of advice I give, if you get that emotion of why is this thing doing what it's doing, what I'm going to say is get out. Get out now. Because that means you're not understanding what's going on.
Right.
Figure out cut your losses and just get out, and then figure out what's going on before you go back in.
Yeah, because like this hour, I've got the 1 minute chart up, and you can see it actually broke across the 60 line to the north side, but then it came back down, and then it rocketed up to like 69 something, 69.4 here, and then it pulled back, but it hasn't quite hit the 70. Then you see it came all the way back down to the 60 line, and then it came up and almost hit the 70, just a couple of minutes ago. But it's just one of those things. Trading, anything can happen, but if you're up 9 pips and you're waiting for 10, and then all of a sudden you're up 8, and then you're up 7, that's when you can, it's like, dang it.
Yeah, you start beating yourself up. And the thing is, you know what? Don't beat yourself up over those things. Just take the money that you can and go away. And everybody should be happy.
Yeah. Okay, we got about a minute left. Any thing left you want to say to the traders out there about trading without emotion?
I've noticed that out on the forums, a couple of people have said that, we talk about this psychology thing way too much. It's the most important thing in the entire game, or one of the most important things in the entire game. Because the reality is, if you can't control that, you're not going to be able to go and do things under pressure.
Right.
And so your emotion in all this, it is absolutely paramount.
Yeah, but that's probably, I would imagine it's younger guys that are saying that, not us old guys.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Okay, well, thanks, Walmal. Now go back on vacation and enjoy yourself.
I will.
So, fellow traders, I hope you've enjoyed this little series on trading without emotion. And let's see, tomorrow's Friday, the last trading day of the month, because I think the market's open some places on Monday, but it's going to be sporadic. So just remember, when you're in front of your trading platform. It's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.